pretty bad, actually. So I'm sorry if I'm a little stiff. I threw my neck out doing some home improvement. And by that I mean pointing to my boyfriend where I wanted to do some home improvement. So that smell is actually the Bengay coming off my neck. So that raging alcohol smell is my back, mostly. Like all the comedy greats, I've spent the remainder of the day trying to medicate and hit somewhere between, not screaming in pain and, raging incoherence, but enough about me emotionally. So I found that if it helps, like it takes the pain away. If I told my boyfriend, I was like, look, if I just spend the whole rest of the day in downward facing dog, and he said, okay. Has anybody been watching Doomsday Preppers? Is anyone watching this show? This is so magical. Yes, I see you. Okay, so these are people who are afraid of some sort of, global climate, or they can their own food, and they bottle their own water, and they run these these drills, and they polish their guns, and they talk about their guns in a weirdly sexual manner, like, I've got these guns, like they earned them instead of like bought them. And they cut their own hair, like they're really strange people. And they all have very different fears. Like some of them are afraid that it's gonna be like a comet, and some people are afraid that like the global economy is gonna collapse, and some of them are afraid of the Antichrist, but yet it all boils down to the same thing. They have like canned food, water, like a cabin somewhere, and it kind of inspired me, and in case of any of these things happening, I have one plan. It's a pack of Kool-Aid and a box of rat poison, because my worst nightmare is that any of these things are true, and I have to live with these people. I don't want to live with these people. Anyway, so speaking of freaks and weirdos, my mother married a man by the name of Prophet Bob. Yes. So when your mother calls you and she says she's getting married again, and you say, out of politeness, what does he do? You really think the worst thing she can come back with is unemployed, or no, she plumbed a new low. So that's how I met Prophet Bob. Yeah. I want to give you a visual on Prophet Bob. He's about 80. He's about 6'3", and a big fan of the short shorts. I have seen my stepfather in pants one time, and that one time was not my grandmother's funeral. Yeah, he wore his best formal short shorts for my grandmother's funeral. I actually took a friend to my grandmother's funeral because I know that people think I'm making them up. And she was actually more horrified by my uncle in the clown costume than she was by Bob in his short shorts, which is fair. So Bob actually is a little bit of a prepper, which, in these doomsday preppers, I learned because he showed up in my backyard with a big blue barrel that I thought was, going to contain my body. No, he's a horrifying man. He scares the crap out of me. He scares the crap out of everyone. The one time I have seen him wear pants was my brother's wedding, and I was a bridesmaid. And I'm standing there with two other bridesmaids. And Bob walks up, apropos of nothing, leans over and says, if you rub cooking vanilla on your skin, you won't burn. Swear to God. And they're looking at me like I have some kind of answer for this. I'm like, I don't know if he means in the sun or in hell. I don't know. Like, I have no... So you might be wondering where Prophet Bob is now. And I don't really know, because I don't really talk to him. And apparently the last thing he said was, that he was taking my mother to the Kingdom of Omaha, and that might be related to a city, or a state of mind, or the mothership. But Bob did give me one beautiful parting gift. He tried to add me on LinkedIn. Yeah, he lives in a van. He has a LinkedIn. He added me on LinkedIn, and he's changed his last name for what I can only imagine would be so many reasons. And he changed his last name. This is like the gift that he's never given me. He changed his last name to Christ. Bob Christ. My stepfather, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.